Southern Africa is home to vast renewable energy resources and critical energy minerals crucial for transition. The region cannot afford to be a mere observer in a rapidly changing transition landscape. The region is endowed with rich solar belts, vast hydropower potential, high potential wind corridors, and about 30% of global critical minerals essential in manufacturing and clean energy technologies. So a lot of issues, again, not going to too much detail in terms of some of the challenges that we have in order to do this well. But we all also know that we have, as a region, but also as individual countries, challenges around access to energy. I've spoken about the 100 million, for example, and I'm sure if you break it down in countries, it's slightly different. But it's really uneven across the region. Urban areas for most countries have made a lot of progress, but I think we still have challenges around rural electrification, which, goes over just over about 30%. These disparities reinforce social and economic inequalities and limit opportunities for livelihoods in terms of education, health, and others. A regional approach, therefore, is essential to promote decentralized and scalable solutions such as mini-grids and off-grid renewable systems that are better suited, especially maybe for rural areas and so on, to accelerate access in especially underserved communities. Thirdly, is also the need to really look at the scale of investment required to meet our demands as a sub-region. The region faces an estimated annual energy financing gap of over $80 billion through 2027. This gap reflects challenges in project bankability, tariff structures that do not fully reflect the cost of supply, and regulatory uncertainties that deter private investment.
It is well documented that traditional energy sector has been dominated by fossil fuels way back in the 1970s. So then countries prioritize security of energy of supply as an energy self-sufficiency without taking into consideration the issue of environment. However, the impacts of climate change compelled the region to reduce the reductions and, of course, also to transform the energy, while advocating for industrialization of the growth of the economies. It is evident also energy plays a critical role, as we alluded to, Director, in supporting economic growth, social health, key economic sectors and services, and as well as promoting their environmental agenda and regional integration, which is fundamental for Sadc. I wish to emphasize that energy is one of the enablers of industrialization and a driver for economic development is very important for the quality of life for people in the region. Hence, it is our task here as experts and, of course, representative of our member states to be able to ensure that this document that will ultimately go to senior officials of energy, ministers, and of course even council as well as the summit.
I will not do any justice if I do not reinforce the issues that we are facing as a region, which are the two critical issues, in my view, in the space of energy that we are facing, which is the issue of energy access and energy security. I must say there is no nation in the sub-region which is energy secure, none at all. Yes, we know that countries such as Angola have abundant, they've actually accessed electricity that is available to be shared but cannot be shared with the rest of the member states due to the reasons already mentioned. But if you look at it, they also have serious challenges in terms of energy access. They do not have 100% energy access. So if they were to achieve universal access, meaning that excess energy, that 2 gigawatts that they have, will just vanish like that. And if they were to meet their aspirational development goals, obviously there is a huge shortfall. So I again reinforce the issue of energy access and energy security that we need to really prioritize. Yes, the director mentioned the issues of geopolitical and global geopolitics, especially around the issues of critical minerals. We're fully aware that I think all of us, we know that the current situation in terms of global geopolitics is around two issues, mainly critical minerals and energy. So without energy, we are completely insecure.
So we are here at the expert group meeting where we are validating the Sadc Just Energy Transition documents. So Zambia has made a lot of strides in the promotion of clean cooking, clean energy technologies. And specifically, we've made a lot of strides in the promotion of renewable energy and its technologies. So as you may all know, Zambia is largely dependent on hydroelectricity, but we are also trying to promote other technologies as those from solar and as well as geothermal. Hydroelectricity has largely been affected by the adverse effects of climate change, and because of the drought that we've experienced, the generation of electricity from hydro has gone down. So we've tried to promote solar, and through the private sector, we have there's been a lot of construction of solar energy projects all over the country. So Zambia has also done a lot of development in the off-grid space. There have been a lot of off-grid systems that have been developed in the rural areas in order to increase access to electricity. Yes, because the access rates in rural areas are very low. We just have about 34% of electricity access in rural areas. Urban areas have got an access rate of about 80%, while the national total is roughly about 54%. So in addition to off-grid systems, the government has also tried to promote variable clean cooking technologies such as briquettes, pellets, as well as LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. And as you may all know, Zambia is largely dependent on is largely dependent on mining. So the increase in generation of electricity also promotes the targets that we've set for production of copper. So the more we produce electricity, the higher the generation of electricity, the more we meet our targets for copper production. And in addition to that, we've also tried to develop specialized skills that are there to help run some of these power generation plants so as to accelerate the deployment of variable renewable energy technologies. So this meeting has brought together a lot of experts, a lot of stakeholders, and a lot of people who are just interested in energy and the deployment of clean energy technologies. So there's been a lot of learning, and and the deliberations have been very fruitful. And it's our hope, and it's our sincere hope that all the objectives of this meeting shall be met. Thank you very much.